Hello everyone, I'm Royce here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature another inflorescence or flower bloom coming from the Sansevieria hybrid that is known with the breeder's code 15 or CH15222, and it was named as Snowboy by one of the breeder's friend, which is Ting back in the, I think. And going back, I was able to capture the first or the early stages of the flower spike, and I have included the screenshot on the first part of this content, and it was dated March 9, 2024. When I first spotted it, the flower spike is or looks like a compressed, or it's in a cone-like form wherein the flower tubes have not grown in length and they are compressed in the topmost portion of the spike. So as the days progress, you would see that the flower stalk would grow in length, and the flower stalk would be visible, and in a couple more days it will still grow in length, and then the flower tubes would start to grow apart from each other, and they will also grow in length themselves. Uh, in a couple more pictures, it will reach the maximum height of the inflorescence, and the flower tubes will start growing in length on that stage. So in a couple more days, you would see that the face is still budding stage, although the inflorescence has reached the maximum height. This time it's the flower tubes that will grow in length, and in a couple more days you would be able to see some of them enter the blooming stages, like what I am showing right now. This is the first day wherein I have spotted the flower tubes opening up. I was able to record the actual blooming captured in hyperlapse, and I have also uploaded it in the channel. Right now it is the second day of the blooming stages, so that must be April 3rd. Currently the next video is April 4th, wherein we will discuss the characteristics of the inflorescence. We will take measurements of the parts of the inflorescence, and I'll be back in a bit so that we can discuss the second part wherein we will show the inflorescence or flower bloom of this hybrid. Alright folks, so we're back, and this is the second part of the content wherein we will measure the parts of the inflorescence of this particular hybrid. By the way, this hybrid is known as Snowboy, and I think the name Snowboy was coined by a friend's or one of the friend of the breeder, not the breeder himself, Charnsak, because he gave this particular hybrid a hybrid code to tag the hybrids that he made, and the code for this particular hybrid is CH15222. And then one of his friends, a fellow Thailander, I think it was Ting Pakini, who coined the name Snowboy for this particular hybrid. And what I'm showing you right now is the inflorescence or flower bloom. By the way, this is the third day of the blooming stages. So the first day there are about 1 to 2 flower tubes that opened up, and then the second day more flower tubes, and this is the third now. Almost all or half of the flower tubes have opened up. So going back, we will take measurements of the inflorescence or flower bloom of Sansevieria hybrid Snowboy, or you could call them by the ad hoc code or name or tag, which is CH 15222. So I have the usual tool that we measure for the flower tubes, and I think we can measure the smallest ones on the topmost portion. I think there is one flower tube on the topmost portion that is attached to the flower stalk. So it's this is a clustered type raceme. So on a cluster, there are short flower tubes and there are long flower tube. So the shortest one that I can find here is 7.3 millimeters, and I think this is the longest one that I can find, and that would be at 25.4 millimeters. So going back, we are done with the measuring the flower tubes. I'll have to take note of it later on. We'll try to count or to check how many is the maximum flowers in Snowboy's cluster. So on the topmost portion, you would see that there is one flower tube attached to the flower stalk. So minimum would be one flower tube attached. One flower tube means that that particular one, I do not consider it a cluster, but it is part of the count. So I'm seeing maximum of 4 flowers in a cluster. Usual would be 5. I think that one over there is 1 2 3 4 5, and there's a very short flower tube on the very close to the flower stalk. So I'm seeing a maximum of 5. Most would be just ending up with 4. I'm still checking if I can find some more or some flower tubes. I can see on that part over there that there are 4, but there are some cues or some evidence that some flower tubes have already fallen off. So I would say 1 2 3 4 5 6. I would still say that this particular hybrid has a flower per cluster of 6 to 1, judging if there were really flower tubes that have already fallen off. So for now though, I'm seeing 5 maximum, but if I include that particular cluster that has evidences that there were supposedly flower tubes connected on them. I don't know if you can see what I mean, especially that part over there. You can see that a flower tube has fallen on that part, on the one that I'm focusing on, the center part of that inflorescence. So with that, there's supposedly 4 that's connected, but I'm seeing 2 flower tubes came off. So that's 5 for that, and the other one is 6. So let's just peg it to 6 to 1. That's the normal flowers per cluster that I have observed when it comes to species. So there are oftentimes very few Sansevierias that are having flower per cluster when the inflorescence are clustered type. There would be 7 or 8 flowers in the cluster, but that is very rare. So usually we end up with a maximum of 6 flowers in the cluster and then minimum of 1 flower in the cluster. And we were able to measure the flower tube. Now some of the species and hybrids, it's very important to take the measure of the flower stalk, but you have to take in consideration that the specimen that you're measuring is a normal one, and it's not an oddity, or it's not malnourished, or not growing healthily, because those factors might affect the height of the inflorescence. But right now this is a healthy specimen, and the inflorescence would be around 8 inches tall. So we have measured the parts of the inflorescence. I can focus on the peduncle or the stem of the flower stalk. That's how it looks like. In case in the future that you will have more hybrids that look like Snowboy, So you will be able to tell if it's really a snowboy or is it a new hybrid that has proliferated in the Sansevieria market. So I think that's it for the Inflorescence. For the appearance of the specimen itself, you can tell that it is very whitish in color. That's why that might be the reason why Ting named it snow. For the other word, which is boy, I don't know where that came from, but I think it's kind of small for a Sansevieria bonsal type hybrid. Usually, bonsals would grow as such, which is very big. This is just sample, and that's up next. That, by the way, is the bonsal black beauty. So that's the mature form. You can see how large they can get compared to Snowboy, which is might be the reason why it was called by Ting by as Snowboy, because it's whitish, very silvery in color, and it's smaller compared to the normal or the other bonsal hybrids or bonsal mutations that you can find in the Sansevieria market. So I think that is one of the reasons why this was named Snowboy by Ting. All right, so you can see the pattern that there are darker green, not really dark, but it's the normal green, and that's the banding. And then the base color of the plant is really silvery. The tip, I would say that the tip is very familiar with me because of these red uh, outline or lining, which looks like dried blood, and that's usually something that you can get from a species Pisteri, Personii, and I think some of the Hargesiana species, but there are a lot of other Sansevierias that also have blood red coloration before the tip of the leaf. So those are the most probable parent for Snowboy, because those are the only Sansevieria species that have the characteristics of having the bloody red tip or bloody red lining before the tip of the leaf. So folks, I think this is it for this content. If you have any questions or suggestions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And if you have liked what I have presented, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.